Boston Cardinal Sean O'Malley has been even busier than usual since the election of Pope Francis just a little more than a year ago. He's now one of 8 cardinals worldwide who advises the Pope. But even with his more hectic schedule, he found the time 2 weeks ago to speak at the Diocese of Springfield's annual men's conference in Chicopee. Terry Hegarty was there and conducted this exclusive interview.
Boston Cardinal Sean O'Malley's been traveling a lot lately. Just home from a trip to the Vatican on official church business, he came to Western Massachusetts recently and attended the Diocese of Springfield's men's conference at Bellamy Middle School in Chicopee. Just days after the conference, he was in the Arizona desert with other U.S. bishops to celebrate a special mass for immigrants. At the men's conference, Cardinal O'Malley, who is now a close advisor to Pope Francis, spoke about evangelization and about how Pope Francis is helping Catholics to reach out even more.
His message is one of, going to the peripheries, reaching out to the poor and the disenfranchised, and making God's mercy and pardon more present in today's world.
According to the Cardinal, one of the first things that Pope Francis did was speak of the globalization of indifference.
Indifference to the suffering of others, to the fate of the unborn, to the elderly, the handicapped, the mentally ill, and immigrants. We must overcome this indifference in our lives.
On April 1st, Cardinal O'Malley, as part of the U.S. Bishops' Committee on Migration, traveled to Arizona and toured the U.S.-Mexico border. Cardinal O'Malley was joined by a dozen other bishops as they prayed for compassion and for an atmosphere in which immigrants would be welcomed. With the Mass, the bishops remembered the nearly 6,000 migrants who have died in the U.S. desert since 1998. Even though a border fence stood between the bishops and the hundreds who gathered for the Mass on the Mexican side of the border, the bishops still distributed communion through the fence. Speaking mostly in Spanish, Cardinal O'Malley delivered the homily at the border Mass. Religious events on the U.S.-Mexico border are not at all uncommon, and Masses are often sponsored south of the border by dioceses in Mexico. Cardinal O'Malley says that the popularity of Pope Francis has helped the Church worldwide.
It's certainly something that has resonated with Catholics throughout the world, and many who have, I think, stepped away from the Church have given the Church a second look.
Since the election of Pope Francis, Cardinal O'Malley has had to give his schedule a second look. He's become a close advisor to the pontiff, traveling to Rome at least every other month.
The Holy Father has, tried to respond to desire for greater collegiality and consultation in the Church, and so he has appointed a group of 8 cardinals from around the world to meet with him on a regular basis, to advise him and to be in communication with him, and I was very humbled and honored to be asked to be a part of that.
The Cardinal also spoke of the difficulty of evangelizing in an increasingly secular world, but he says it's very important to share the faith with others.
In today's world, it's so individualistic. We as a church are a community of faith, and the more that we can help people to experience that by coming together to pray, to reflect on their vocation, to reflect on their responsibilities to the Lord and to the community of faith. So I think it's very, very important.
Cardinal O'Malley will next travel to Rome for the April 27th canonizations of Pope John XXIII and Pope John Paul II. Reporting for Reel to Reel, this is Terry Hegarty.